Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Can you please leave a comment if you can hear me? Um, Happy to be back. We had last week off, because I needed a bit of a rest. But we're back and we're gonna draw some animals. I don't have tea this morning. I have a coffee, which is lovely. Hello, my brother Alex is here. Hello. Hooray! We are live. Cool. How is everyone feeling today? This is on screen now. This is a snake that I drew recently, a little while ago. I felt like drawing some snakes, so I drew and yeah, I like this one. I like this sort of strong angle that's going on. That's cool. Does anyone have any suggestions for the first animal that we should draw today? What am I feeling like drawing? I was wondering about a cat, like a fluffy cat. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, any suggestions or else the executive decision is a fluffy cat. Unless anyone else has any thoughts. Oh my gosh, cats can be very fluffy. Basically an oval. You saw a tawny owl yesterday and they are so cute. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I have seen a tawny owl. It's amazing because we do have owls here, but in Australia where I live. But we don't see a lot of owls. They're like me personally. I've never seen an owl in Australia, but I was in England a while ago and I saw a tawny owl and it was amazing and it flew down to have a look at me and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm being watched. It was the coolest experience. Yes, okay, let's keep. Okay, so yes, how about let's do a tawny owl, but we'll keep Fluffy Cat in the back pocket. Let's do tawny owl. Looking up some reference on my phone. Because what do tawny owls actually look like? Oh, they're really cute. Yeah, they're sort of kind of a short, chunky kind of owl. Aww. Adorable. Okay, let's do a tawny owl. Goodbye, snake. Thank you for holding down the fort. Tawny owl. Cool. So just check what brush am I using. I think I moved all my brushes around. Why did I do that? This pencil. Pencil. Yep, giving it a second. A little bit laggy. It's okay. Power through. Yes, very short chunk, very much fluff. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We're going to draw a tawny owl. I'm just starting. You're just in time. Okay, I'm thinking chunky and cute. Chunky owl. Okay, here we go. Chunky. Let me just move that over. And short little tail. Short little tail, and the wings are cute. They sort of extend a little bit. Cute little wings and chunky and big eyes because owl. Little beak. Trying to do like really contrasty shapes. Hello. My gosh. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Big owl. And I think like owls, their eyes, I like it when their eyes are like really big. They're just like, they're really looking. I didn't leave any room for eyebrows. I love eyebrows on animal designs and characters in general because it just helps you see the expression a bit more. Just a little bit more room for eyebrows, not that much. I like there's like cartoon faces where the pupils are like basically the same shape as the eye and there's just a tiny little bit of space around the pupils. They're always funny. You see them a lot on cat drawings because cats do this all the time. And they've got this kind of face mask shape, like ovals. Let's just like, why not make it a bit more squashy? A fluffy dragon sounds amazing. I'm gonna have to think about that while I draw this owl. Dragons can look so many different ways. Cute, fluffy, and head is like turned around, so this wing is really to the side. Oh no, lines. And then just like little feet maybe. Or do we do, maybe it's more like fluff. Fluff is over the feet. Going really chunky. I feel like we can go more chunky. There must be a way. Like a hydrangea dragon. Like, are those the ones that are like they're kind of like a sphere made up of lots of little flowers and they're on the end of like a long stem? I think that's the one. That sounds really cute. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dragon. We're gonna have to try. I don't know if I can, but I mean I'm sure I can if I spend enough time, but we're gonna have a go. Okay. I think this is probably pretty cute for a first pass. Maybe we start doing some neater lines on this one. Well, actually, let's just figure out what is little owl standing on. Um, some kind of post. Little off cut little stick on the post. And what does the end of a post look like? Kind of like a little bit rubbly on the end of this log post. And there's like a little bit of moss maybe. Adorable. My gosh. Okay. Let's do some neater lines after a quick sip of coffee. How do I just draw any animal? practice, lots of practice drawing all the time. And also on my phone off to the side, I have just a bunch of images. So every time someone suggests an animal, I Google image search that animal and I just look at a whole bunch of pictures. And I'm not drawing any one picture, but I'm looking at all of the pictures together to kind of see what the animal looks like and kind of get an understanding of like the unique shapes that go to each animal. But then also it's just a lot of practice and a lot of like studying lots of different kinds of animals. So I kind of have a working idea of how birds work in my head. And then I look up tawny owl to see exactly what a tawny owl looks like. Or like I have the general structure of a horse in my head, I have the general structure of a dog in my head, but like I look up references to see exactly what different breeds would look like, or like different poses as well, especially some certain angles. It's really useful to look at reference. So yeah, it's a bit of practice and a bit of reference and just doing it a lot. So that's why these streams are really good for me, because they're really helpful for practicing. Okay, we're going to draw the face now. Owl face. Okay, we are taking a second. I'm looking at some reference. Okay, big eyes, but cartoon eyes. Big owl eyes. We could probably have even bigger eyes actually, because owl. Let me just adjust this on the sketch and then I might have to do one at a time. Pushing shapes is good. I should probably zoom. I should probably zoom out to check what that did. I love it. Okay, going back in. May the Emu says, I draw dragons all day. I used to draw dragons a lot, but like when I was really young. So I love drawing dragons, but I haven't actually drawn a dragon in such a long time, in such a terribly long time. So I feel like actually I really do need to draw a dragon because it's been a long time. I used to, when I was in primary school, I would draw like horse dragons, and it was basically a horse with like little horns. And then wings, and it was a dragon. It was a horse dragon. So yeah, I love dragons. They're really cool. And there's so many different kinds of dragons from all different places all over the world, and they're all amazing. And dinosaurs as well. Love dinosaurs. Okay, the problem here is I need to draw 2 big circles, and that's tricky. So bear with me. I almost like that line. Haha. I'm getting close. There we go. I'll take it. Okay, another circle. Oh no. Just give me a minute. Ooh, so close. Wait, let me just adjust that one. Nice. Okay, one last piece. Okay. No. Let me turn the sketch down a bit more. See what I'm doing. Nope. Ah, maybe. Okay, real close, real close. And now I'm going to copy that and just shrink it down. And these will be the inside shapes. Yeah, amazing. And I want to do like slightly cross-eyed. I think that's really cute. When they're like looking at something that's right in front of them, but a little bit close to them, and they're just like, what? Adorable. Now let's fill in these little gaps here. And then I should be able to just fill in that space. Let's turn the sketch off for a second so I can do that. And then select, every time I select something to fill in like this, I like to just expand the selection area by like 2 or 5 pixels or something like that, just to make sure that we're getting over the outline. And then, nope, I'm filling it with transparency. How about we fill it with actual color? There we go. Eyes, done. Let's just, I love them. Feeling good about this one so far. Let's see if we can maintain this. As a writer, I like giving my characters pets. One of my characters currently has befriended 3 owls. Amazing. The tawny owl will be the third. I love it. Yes, giving characters pets I think is a really cool way to get to know them. Like different animals all have different vibes, and like it's cool to see what each character would really like suit. It's tricky to talk sometimes when I'm drawing. Just a little beak. Ooh. Just a little beak with a little fluff. And let's do a little like, because the owl's face is turned a little bit more right than directly at us. So trying to keep that going in all of the shapes that I'm using. What's happening? Oh, Clip Studio is once again auto-saving. Thank you, Clip Studio. Every time it happens, I feel like I need to thank Clip Studio because it saves my life a lot when it auto-saves. Okay, cool. So we've got a bit of distance between the eye and this like mask shape here. So I'm going to do like slightly less distance on the other side. And now I'm thinking I need to move the beak over so that that center line is the same. Nice. Because the faces are sort of like a dish. They kind of dish all of the sound on their face towards like the middle. I mean, that's, I wonder, I feel like it's because of their sensory. Oh my gosh, that line, I love it. That's chunky and cute. Like the dish on their face helps them to sense and to hear everything, because that's why they're incredible predators. Cute, fluffy predators. A little bit of a wing fluff. Let's do a little bit of like the face is chunky over the wing here. And this, wait, let me think. This, I think we can do a little bit more like chunky as we're sitting on this post, and it's like the fluffiness is gone over the feet. Let me just take a second to look at wings, because they kind of the feathers are overlapping, but like which feathers go under which feathers and which feathers are on top? Okay, it looks like the ones that are this line that I've just drawn, these feathers go underneath the feathers behind. I mean, I'm not really doing overlaps anyway. I think I've done this backwards. Oh no. Yeah, I did it backwards. Let's undo this one as well. Yes, the dragon will be, I think I would like to try and do a hydrangea dragon. It sounds really cute. I'll have to look up hydrangea reference. And, yeah, what kind of dragon? Like, I suppose I'll just imagine a dragon based on hydrangeas. We'll see how that goes. I want this specific line. Here we go. Please, please. There we go. And tail feathers. These tail feathers are a bit scraggly. A little bit more feathery scribble. Now let's do this post here. Yeah, I was wondering if I could just use the sketch for the post. No, I'll go over it. Little like mossy leafy bits. Moss is really pretty. Has anyone looked at moss really closely? I love doing that. It's all like tiny little leaves and tiny little fluffy shapes, and it's all very like detailed and specific and small and spongy. And there's so many different kinds. One of my favorite facts is that moss evolved before plants evolved the ability to store energy, I think. So basically, like a normal plant, you could water it at night, and in the morning it would be a bit more awake because overnight it had absorbed the water and it processed it in the ways that plants do. So in the morning your plant will be more awake because it's had some water overnight. But moss can't process water without light at the same time because it can't store light. And I'm sure it's not true for all mosses, right? I'm not saying this is true for every moss. Surely moss has come a long way. Gosh, I should fact check. I don't know, I had that somewhere. What's going on here? I don't like the way that this line is leading to exactly the same point as this line. I'm going to move the wing down. I'm going to move the wing down. I've got a little bit of space here. Select that and select, how about we select this much? And then I'm just going to move the wing down so that that join is an overlap rather than a tangent. And I'm going to move this down as well. That selection was not very neat. Let's try that again. Zoom in. Oh my gosh. It's just a little owl. Also, by the way, what is this owl named? It's a tawny owl. I still think we can do more chunk on the tummy. Where did I leave the tummy? Look at my layers. Drawing on the wrong layers. Cut that. Now this one is all separate. Nice. Okay, yeah, we can do more on the tummy, I think. So let's just get rid of this bit. And let's go like, I want it to be like the tummy is squashed down over the top of the feet. That's why we can't see the feet. So this needs to be more flat because it's on the post. And I'm just trying to get it to lead into that line I've already drawn. Yeah. And then that's the idea, but that wasn't quite right. Like a little... Let me just turn off the sketch for a second and see what that was. That's not the sketch. Yeah, it's close. Turn down the post for a moment. I just feel like some of these lines are a bit clunky. Once I've done with these lines, I do just want to real quickly fact check that moss thing, because I love that thought that moss evolved before plants could store energy from the sun. And I just want to check that that is true, because I don't like saying things that are wrong and then everyone's like, oh, now I know a wrong thing, a thing that's wrong, and then you've gone out into the world. This still is a little chunky. Not chunky, clunky. Two similar words. I like this to be nice and smooth. Can I just, ouch. It's just accidentally pulled on my hair. That's all the same. Can I just feel like we could push this a little bit further. I'm gonna redo this line. Trying to really push shapes. Let's set that up for a more stronger angle. Let's bring back my sketch for reference, but turn it down again. And now we're gonna go more around. Yeah, getting there. Being a little bit picky, but I like to draw quality drawings, and sometimes they take a little bit of time. I still just kind of want to like select this and just like squash. And now clean up. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Zoom out. Cute. And now the post needs to go a little bit higher up. Where did I leave those layers? This one, nice. Shift, move up. Clean up some of these little overlaps. Turn that back up. Sketch, I'm just gonna move that up on the sketch as well. So cute. Okay, let's all admire the Tawny Owl whilst I do that moss fact check, because I am actually really interested in that. Moss. Yeah, mosses evolved before the evolution of mechanisms for significant sun storage in plants. Isn't that super cool? They're really old. which is why moss grows really well in damp areas, because if they have light and water at the same time, that's how they work. They need them both. They can't hold on to one and wait. Okay, let's do a little bit of tone on this owl, and then hydrangea dragon. Now, tawny owls are very mottledy colored. They don't have like strong, defined patches of color from what I can tell. Like some of them do. I suppose it depends on the individual, but generally they're very mottledy and they look like a tree branch. I'm sure that's the idea. Oh my gosh, I just looked at the face of this one again. I love them so much. What if we do like a little bit of white in the eyes? Just like a little bit of cute. I'm going to start with just filling in the whole owl. How about we do this one on multiply and 100%, and I'll just pick a gray. Let's go like a light gray, and then I'll add extra darker colors. Fill in the whole thing. Can I just magic wand tool? If I turn off my sketch maybe. Or if I adjust my settings, but who's adjusting settings? Not I. Did that work? I think that worked. Nice. I've got this other sketch layer, turn that off. Oops, I think I might have gone one shape too far. Undo, undo. Sweet, and now I'm just going to lasso tool select everywhere that it is not selecting the outlines, so just to fill in those little gaps a little bit. And I don't want to fill in the eyes, so I'll avoid those. And now select, expand like 2 pixels. Oh, and also the beak. And ooh, I have to go back to my layer before it will let me fill. Which layer? This layer. Fill. Gray. Oh, cool. I have this weird desert moss in my area that looks completely dry and dead until monsoon season arrives. Very cool. Is there... Oh no, I've accidentally filled in the eyes. Is there one that's like... What is it called? It's like... It's got a name. I can't remember. But it's like... It looks like a dead sphere kind of thing until it gets water, and then it kind of unfurls into this like, is it a desert rose? Is that what I'm thinking of? There's something like that that like completely wakes up and revives if you put it in a bowl of water. Okay, also over here apparently filled in. Get rid of that. Lovely. Okay, let's find a textured brush. How about we save the file? Let's save the file. It's good to do. Oh, I forgot that bit of the tail feather. Okay, now texture brush. What's a texture brush that I like? Going through my collection. Waiting for them to load. A texture brush that I like. Maybe this one. And I'm just gonna do like big like shapes. Because they've kind of got a bit of a stripiness to them. It's a very mottledy, very broken up stripiness, but it's kind of a stripiness. And I'm just going to erase into that a little bit to clean it up in places so that it's not like too out of hand. And another one over the back. What brush was I using? This one. And this is like the front. So they're sort of darker on the back of their head than on their actual face dishy pieces. So let's erase into that. Am I going to color the log the same way? I don't know. I might leave the log as an outline. I kind of like just doing the animals, and like the background is kind of an indication, but it's not really a fully rendered element. Looking at the tail. Show me a tail of an owl. Scrolling through reference. Okay, yeah. Generally stripy, but not super stripy, but like low-key stripes. I'm gonna select this area just so that I don't paint over the wing. What do the front feathers look like? A little bit like speckly. Little speckles, and I'm going to erase into this as well because these are a little bit, they're all a little bit too the same. So I like to sometimes like break them up a little bit by just erasing like a little bit here and there, and then maybe I'll do a smaller brush again and just go back in with that just so that they're all a little bit random and not the same. Sometimes if you use a brush, things get a bit repetition-y. I think does this brush also do a little bit of blending? No. This one does a little bit of blending. Different brush. It's not a very obvious amount of blending. I do, oh, wait. Nope, it's still not a very obvious amount of blending. Oh, it's doing a bit of too much there. It goes from nothing to too much. think I'm going to just bring this darkness down a little bit just to connect it a little bit better. And just fill in the beak there. Cute. And now let's do a little bit of lightness because they have like light flecks here and there. So I'm going to do a similar, but with a white color rather than like this textured layer is black and it's on like 35% opacity, so I could lighten or darken that really easily. And this one I'm going to do the same with white, and it's going to be on like 30% as well. I'm just going to do like a little bit of speckliness. Really subtle. I'm going to put that on top rather than underneath. I'm going to turn that up a bit. Here we go. I think that one's a bit too much of a line. Let's do that one again. And so after I do these, like, this is like local color, which is just like what color is the object actually. And so after I've done the local colors, I will do a shading pass and then we'll do Hydrangea Dragon. I'm using the wrong brush. Back to the brush. Just for like a bit of extra contrast, I'm just going to go around the mask here. And then erase back into that with more of like a solid brush. It's nice to balance like really textured brushes with like something that's a bit more solid and defined. Let me turn that. Oh, I wanted to turn that up, but maybe not that much. Yeah, okay, let's go there. We'll see how we feel. Shading and then dragon. So this is on top. This is let's go like, I don't know, 40% opacity. And with a black brush, and I'm going to use a solid brush, and I'm just going to define like where there are overlaps and like where things are casting shadows on other things. So immediately I'm thinking that this tail is under the wing. So just do a shadow there. The belly, could have a cute little belly shape like that. This might be, I might adjust the opacities on this, but we'll just draw it in first. What's next? What's next? There's not a lot of like overlapping shapes on these birds. They're very like chunky and like one unit. Maybe let's do something on the beak. I forgot the eyebrows. Ah. Do we need the eyebrows? I do like eyebrows. Let me bring back my sketch. Okay, I'm gonna pop some eyebrows in and just see how they look. Hmm. Gonna raise up one of them a little higher. Maybe that one. And then I'll lower the other one. Variation is nice with eyebrows. Have I drawn a horse before? I have. I love drawing horses. Yes, they are a central focal point of my portfolio project that I'm currently working on. And my previous live stream was about, which is in, if you wanted to watch it, in the live tab on my YouTube channel. On the live tab, you can watch previous live streams. So if you miss any of this and you want to like watch it later, or you want to watch any old live streams, they're all on my YouTube in the live tab. And yeah, so last week I did a little bit on my portfolio project. There was a character that I wanted to do a painting for. And so I worked on that on the live last week. No, it wasn't last week. It was 2 weeks ago, but it was last time. And yeah, the central story of that project is about a horse. It's about a horse, and it's about a little girl who wants to be friends with the horse, and the horse is like, no, I hate people, go away. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Actually, that live stream, I would really like to turn it into a 15-ish minute video. I've started editing it, and I need to finish that up because I think that would be pretty cool. And then, because the live was like 4.5 hours, but I've managed to edit it down to about 15, 16 minutes. So that would be cool. But that was really, took longer than expected to make 4 hours into like 15 minutes. But I think it would be really cool if I could finish that up. One of my missions. Just thinking about these shadows. I think like right now I've got these local colors at about the same opacity as the shadows, and I would rather they were a little bit different just so that they're distinct. Maybe I don't know if shadows should be darker than the colors or the other way around. Let me try the other way around. That way. Yeah. I think I like that because the local colors are very mottledy, and they might be a bit much. Ooh, actually. They might be a bit distracting from the actual character, I mean. Cute, cute. Right. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little bit of shadow on the like tree stump, and then I think we might be done. So what opacity is that? That's at 40%, so I'm going to use a similar opacity on the tree stump and just make it look like the owl is sitting on the tree stump. So let's go this whole top bit. Now, how would this shadow work? Something simple. Can I just do that? And then I will erase it underneath where the tail is. I can probably just do that. Yeah, that's probably fine. Little bit of indication that the moss is more fluffy than the wooden post. The surface changes when the shadow meets it. Do we have a name for this owl yet? This is a tawny owl. What should her name be? I might just do a slightly thicker line around the eyes, just so there's a bit more focus on them. Where did I leave that line? And I'm going to do that by copy pasting and moving the line up. Copy paste and then move up. And then I might just delete the underside. Delightful. So cute. I actually, as a one last thing, I just want to add a little bit of a gradient. So big soft brush and big soft brush. Where did I leave it? There it is. And just like shade the underside here. And now I'm just going to erase back into that, bring back some of the face, bring back some of the wing, maybe bring back a little bit of the tail. And then let's turn that down to like 20% opacity. Yeah, cute. So this is without the shading and this is with that shading. Just subtle. Adorable. My gosh, I love her. Tawny Owl. Karen the Tawny Owl. Penelope is a cute name. Or Sage. She looks like a Penelope to me. I love her. I just want to hold her in my hands. A cute little fluffy round friend. Let's okay, now I'm just doing a little bit of layer organization, and I'm put all those layers in a group, and I'm naming Penelope the Tawny Owl. I name all of the animals in their little groups so that I don't forget. Okay, let's do a hydrangea dragon. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna look up some reference of a hydrangea. Let's just frame cute little owl in the meantime. Save the file. Hydrangea. Now, hydrangea dragon. So is this a dragon that lives in hydrangeas, or is this a dragon that kind of looks like hydrangeas? Or I suppose living in hydrangeas, you probably do want to look a bit like hydrangeas. For camouflage. This is interesting. This one's going to be a bit tricky because it's more imaginative, so I'm going to have to come up with some solutions. How exciting. Now I got to draw another owl and name him Odysseus. True. And a tiny baby owl named Telemachus. She's got big eyes because she's waiting. She's waiting for Odie. Okay, so yeah, Hydrangea Dragon. Let's have a go. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I think I'm just going to start drawing and see what happens. So thank you, Penelope the Owl. Goodbye. I'm going to start by drawing something that looks more or less like a hydrangea, I suppose. I'm really not sure where to start. I figured just like round. Maybe I'll rotate that for being dynamic, so that we don't start off with everything level. You did not think I listened to or watched Epic? Bah, mistake. No, I have. Yes, I really like Epic. It's good. Also, I saw Hadestown the other week, and it was amazing. So yes, it's being also an ancient Greek adaptation musical project. Yeah, Epic is great. It's got really catchy music. Okay, well, I'm trying to think, how does a dragon be a hydrangea? I really don't know where to start. You've stumped me. Let's look, rather than at hydrangeas, let's look at just some like dragon drawings and see if they spark any ideas. I'm looking at reference, looking at dragons. Okay, I have a thought. I think we'll find out. It's got to be chunky, right? Because hydrangeas are chunky. Maybe it's sitting like a cat, like loafing. I like that pose. But it's tricky because their legs are just like not there. This might take a few. Oh no, go away, line. Go away, line. This might take a few rounds of sketching while I because it's more design than drawing an animal. So it's a little bit like I gotta try it and see and then change my mind and then make adjustments. And I'm gonna have a tail. Gotta have a tail. Can it be a chunky tail? The Odyssey was originally sung by poets. I didn't know that. I've never read the original Odyssey, the actual Odyssey, as opposed to an adaptation of the Odyssey. I feel like Stephen Fry had a book of it recently, though. Has anyone read that? Is that like the actual original Odyssey, or is that like changed at all? I'm just gonna I just want to get a book from my shelf for reference, so I'll be like 1 moment. Just hold tight. Never mind, the book was right behind me. I've been using it recently. I'm looking at the Frozen art book, which is very good. The Frozen 2 art book. And I am reminded of the fire salamander. And so I just want to look at some of the concept art of the fire salamander. Where is it in the book? Scrolling through the book. This is a great book. I really love the concept art of the Nock, which is that the water horse character in Frozen 2. There are such beautiful drawings of the Nock in this book. Yes, James Woods, absolutely incredible artist. I recommend you all go look up James Woods on Instagram. Yes, James Woods made incredible drawings of the Nock, and they're in this book and they're beautiful. But I'm looking for the fire salamander. Oh, I found it. Oh, there was a card in my book that has dropped loudly. Okay, now I'm going to find a way to prop this up in front of me. Ooh. Okay, yep, it's propped up. It's not great. It might fall over at any time. Okay, that's probably fine. Okay, so we're thinking hydrangeas, we're thinking dragon. So we're thinking, like, I'm going for like chunky round shapes because hydrangeas are sort of round. Salamander faces are really cute. Is there like a... Does anyone have any ideas for like the reptile that I should be thinking about when I'm drawing this dragon? Because I think like dragons are kind of a collection of a few different animals, and I think it's really interesting when you pick an animal that informs the general shapes, but then you sort of design and make changes from there. Let's someone suggested, I think earlier, a hognose snake. So maybe I'm going to look at a hognose snake and see if I can do a little hognose snake kind of face. Their faces are adorable. This is a great suggestion. I'm turning your hognose snake suggestion into a dragon. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever seen these before. Wow. They look happy. They look so happy. I think we got to change the face to be looking a little bit to the side to really show off this cute little nose. They've got this like upturned nose, and then their mouth is below that. They're so pretty. I'm gonna move that down. I'm noticing that the lower jaw on these snakes is it's a very shallow sort of part in terms of the dimensions of the face. It's fairly shallow. And then the nose, and then there's like I don't know. Let me just play around with this for a little bit. And their eyes are like big. Big eyes are great. Cute. I suppose because like in terms of character design, when you want to make something cute, you often go like giant eyes. Because babies have giant eyes compared to the rest of their head. When my cat was a kitten, though, she had tiny little eyes. I always thought that they would grow, but they didn't really. Well, I mean, they're bigger now than they were. But she never had like giant eyes staring at you. She always had like really little eyes. I don't like how this is going. Change. You know what this snake kind of reminds me of is like Who's from Dr. Seuss with their little upturned noses. What if it was like an open mouth? Like a little bit of back and forth here. This is really fun though. This is a big part of design is trying stuff and then trying stuff again and then seeing if it works and then it doesn't and then you try again and then you just keep going and then eventually you get something really cool. But a lot of drawing is perseverance and not giving up. Cute little nose here. We're gonna do, I think, an open mouth. Let's do like a big open mouth. And these little like cat-like loafing feet, like feet tucked in. Or maybe, actually, I kind of just want to have like a little foot here. That's just like little toes. That's cute. And then like chunky with like little feet. And tail. And then like, because this is a dragon, we're going to need wings. Maybe could I move this like up or down? This head down. Maybe down a little bit. Maybe this, maybe it's hissing at us. It's like, this is my hydrangea. Go on, get. Chunky tail. Chunk. Big round eyes, like kind of bubbly eyes. Has anyone watched any cool TV recently? I watched there's an Asterix and Obelix TV show. It's like a limited series on Netflix, and I watched it recently. We finished it like yesterday, maybe the day before. Oh, it's very good. I really like it. The characters are really cool. I really love the way they've sculpted the characters, and because it's based on a comic, so it's always interesting to see how 2D characters are translated into 3D, and I think they did a really amazing job. Yeah, it looks amazing. And the colors, like the first thing that I noticed in the first episode was the colors are really beautiful, like the backgrounds and the lighting, and they sort of do like a limited palette kind of thing. And yeah, it's really pretty. And the story's really good, and it's very funny. We watched it in French with English subtitles, and yeah, very good. I really like it. But it's only 5 episodes. But I suppose it's a real good 5 episodes. Let's do like, because this is kind of based on a hognose snake, this general face. We got to get that little snake tail, not tail, tongue. Just going to move this over, a bit more room. And we got to get wings in. I was thinking like, would the wings be the shape of like hydrangea leaves? Maybe there's like something in the scales that makes it look like a bundle of hydrangea flowers, but then the wings could be the leaves. I'm just going to look up my hydrangea reference again. Hydrangea, type and search. The leaves, because the leaves are like a nice big sort of kind of a classic leaf shape, but big and chunky. I suppose I don't want to like cover up too much of this back though, because that's kind of a cute shape. Oh, the Odyssey was written a bit more than 2,000 years ago. That's forever. My gosh. It has been translated into English by Robert Bagels? Fagle? Cool. So like I was wondering about that book that I think Stephen Fry has released recently. Is that like he's adapted the translation? Wings. I want to get like an interesting silhouette with the wings. Does this come further around? I feel like that shape flows nicer. And I'm picturing this tail kind of like, what am I picturing it like? I have a clear vision in mind, but I don't know where that vision has come from. Kind of like an eel, I think. Like it's sort of flat. Hmm. I think I might redo these eyes. Back to the hognose snake. They have really round eyes and really like they're fairly close together. But I want them to be really big because this little guy is really little. Because he lives on a hydrangea. That's his whole life. Going for like a hognose snake kind of shape to the head. Maybe the eyes come lower down. Yeah, that's kind of cute. This eye is doesn't really line up properly. This eye should be more like, because there's distance from the mouth to the eye, and it's got to look kind of the same as on the other side. This is the center line, goes back like that way. But also trying not to overcomplicate. Such a balancing act. Trying to push shapes, trying to simplify shapes, trying to not overcomplicate shapes, but also have the thing kind of read as what it is. Bigger forehead. I think it's nice in character design where you push information up or down and not in the middle, by which I mean like with there being more space at the top here, the eyes are proportionally lower down. Like just before I had the eyes fairly in the middle and it was just kind of not as interesting. I do also want to have some kind of like a horn or something, some sort of horn structure on this not dinosaur, dragon. Let's do wings though. Let's do wings and then it will feel more dragony. Are they like little wings? Are they, what's the word? Like not useful. Are they vestigial? Little vestigial wings that don't do anything. Or are they magic wings, in which case they work, but like how? How? Doesn't make sense. Magic. Let's get a little bit more depth here. This one is going to take a bit longer just because it is more of a design project than like drawing an animal. But how fun and exciting. I was wondering about like a future stream. Maybe we could do some creature design together. This is a little bit creature design, but I was wondering about like you could help me like is it like a bipedal or a quadrupedal creature, or like generally is the body kind of shaped like a wolf, but like maybe the head of like a goat or something, and we could like figure it out together. That could be fun. Let's look more closely at hydrangeas. Actually, rather than leaves, let's do hydrangea petals. Of course, because hydrangea petals, we can do like dragonflies, how they have kind of like those two layers to their wings. Each wing is like two. Hydrangeas are so pretty. Oh, they come in such nice colors. Sort of blue and purple and pink. Let's flip the view, by the way, just to get a closer look on things, a better, clearer look on things. How am I going to fit these wings in? Chunky legs. Boop, boop, boop. Chunky, trying to push shapes. More chunky. Where to put the wings? Can I go like this? Can I go like this? I think we need to move the head around because trying to like balance the silhouette. Maybe if it's less of a crouchy pose and it's more of like a standy, sort of a sitting kind of pose. Then we can see more of these legs. I think we're running out of room, so let's shrink that down. Because this canvas size is actually pretty big. I think it's like an A3 canvas size. So I like to make sure that drawings are large enough that if I ever want to use it for something else, that it's not like I have to redraw it. Let's go, rather than bigger head, let's go smaller body. It's the same. I kind of want to look also at How to Train Your Dragon concept art. Big chunky tail. I feel like I've got this idea for like petal pieces that go around, which looks a little bit like an axolotl, or a bearded dragon or something. If we layer them, they might look more like petally. Just kind of get a little bit of like movement in the pose. So I'm just bending that back so it's like the dragon's leaning forward. Deselect, please. Please deselect. Nice. And then we contrast with like a leg. This is tricky and fun. Oop. Now my program is lagging. It's just auto-saving. Nice. Let's just turn that down and then sketch over the top and see if I can't streamline some of these shapes. A big tail. Good little leg. Where is this other leg gonna be? Maybe we make these like petals really big. Could this be a dragon without wings? I don't know if I can fit wings into this shape. I kind of like, now that I've got some thoughts, I just kind of want to draw a different pose. Let me just start again, essentially. But I've still got those there, so we can go back to them. Something more like flowy, maybe. Can we do like legs on the far side, like with little toes, like we're stepping? That's pretty cute. I like that. And then, so this leg would be more forward because how quadrupedal legs kind of work. And then there'd be another foot back here. So maybe we just lift the tail a little bit so we can see that foot. So it's like we're little cute little dragons like hunting something in a really sweet way. So much better instantly. Like a good pose really helps. Let's do like sneaky eyebrows. Like gonna get ya. I'm gonna redo this mouth. Let me try again. And bring this eye down. Yeah, I feel like the dragon species we're making is small, like flower size. Yeah, totally. Yeah, pure spite and malice if not cared for correctly. I completely agree. I feel like this little dragon lives on one hydrangea little sphere. Maybe not lives, but like could curl up and nap on one hydrangea sphere. Super cute. And they just live in one like bush. They live in one hydrangea bush. And maybe they live in like, do you think they're solitary or do they live in colonies of like a few different dragons? See, now we've got room for wings. Huzzah. People will say, oh, a dragon because of the wings. Though I suppose not all dragons have wings. Cute little. Looking more closely at the shape of hydrangea wings, they're sort of a square kind of hydrangea petals. They're sort of kind of a square. So that's one of the wings. And then let's lean that back for some direction. Shift and lean. And now we've lost all of the square shape. Classic. Move that into there. I kind of just want to do like a horn or something, like some kind of horn structure. Does this go forward or does that go back? There's so many options. A big part of character design is drawing out all of the options. I mean, like, it could go forward or it could go back. Or this shape could be this size, or this shape could do this kind of thing, and just drawing them all out, and then you can show the director or the lead on the project and they can pick. You can work together to like decide which shapes are working and which shapes are not quite working. But today I'm just going to pick one. I'm just going to pick whichever shapes I like. So we're getting a hognose snake kind of like nose here, so it's a little bit upturned. Do look up a hognose snake because they're adorable. We're hunting something. Hunting. Gonna grab it. I've just had a thought. If we're raising this arm, I kind of want to rotate the face a little bit. Right now it's a little bit parallel. So how about let's move that down. Let's see if I can do this. This is a tricky thing to achieve. So the center line is now here. So that just get rid of that for now. And then the way to really clarify that is to just kind of very subtly indicate the other side of the eyes. So that this eye is higher than that eye, it will kind of look like the face is rotated around. Hognose, snake nose. Hognose, snake nose. Do they have nostrils, right? I don't know. I'm just gonna put them somewhere. Let's put them here. Can we do fangs? Little fangies? Little touffies? But like like really round, really round little fangs. Yeah, living in colonies. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think like it would be cute if they lived in like colonies, like even bigger than a family. There'd be like a few families per hydrangea bush. It's looking a little bit scary. Hmm. Maybe I don't know about the teeth anymore. Yeah, that's better. I want them to be like not too scary because they're so little. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We're drawing. I mean, can you guess what we're drawing? I don't know if you will be able to yet, but it's a hydrangea dragon. It's a dragon who lives on a hydrangea bush. So it's gonna be really pretty because hydrangeas are really pretty. Ooh, let's I just had a thought. Let's do like pretty little petals along the back. Like a stegosaurus. And then also that can help me help me define where this center line is. They can come forward a little bit. Help me clarify the pose. Huzzah. We overlap them a little bit. Maybe there's a few more. Maybe they just have like a bit of a stripe of petals down their back. Do they have feathery bits on their legs? Nah, I like the idea that they're kind of smooth. Do they have any sort of a display on that tail? That's pretty cute. Sort of fluffy. And like if they were to curl up, they would just blend in with the hydrangeas. Why am I doing centerlines on petals? Centerlines aren't on petals, they're on leaves. Smacking little bugs with their tails that just be like whack. Go on, get. What do they eat? Maybe do they eat little bugs? They probably eat little bugs, like aphids. Maybe they're like a ladybug. They're the ladybug of dragons. But I imagine like to scale, let me just think of how big a ladybug would be. Ladybugs are really little. A ladybug might be like this kind of size compared to. So this will, do you think they're smaller than that? I don't know. I feel like they're could easily curl up in your palm. Like they wouldn't fill up a whole palm. They'd be like, looking at my hand, maybe like if they were curled up, maybe they'd be like a quarter of the size of my palm. Little. Oop, wrong brush. Wrong layer is what's going on. Just send this back a little. Can we make the eye more large? Let's try. Let's think, let's look. Undo. Yeah, no, I liked it before. Never mind. Delightful, delightful. I want to make this like really fluffy and like the tail is really like petals, like pretty petals. We're gonna have to do color on this one because a big part of hydrangeas is color. So we're gonna have to. Normally I do these in like grayscale just because it's a bit quicker, but on this one, since we're spending the time, we might as well get it right. Send that leg back. We're doing little things around the face here, or maybe just put them in and see. Eyebrow petals. I'm just going to play around with his mouth a little bit. Like, I think on hognose snakes, they do go back quite far, but I just want to try exactly where it goes back to. Try a few different ideas. Like the size of a golf ball? Yeah, like kind of the size of a golf ball, or like maybe even a touch smaller. Really little. I'm gonna look at hognose snakes again. Looking at their faces. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Is that anything? I don't know. I think I might have gone too far. Let's undo some stuff. Undoing the stuff. I kind of like that. Now let's bring this mouth back a little bit further. Oop, zoom in. It reminds me a little bit of that dragon whose name I can't remember from like a video game. Is it like Spyro? Something like that? I don't know why, just in this moment I'm thinking, reminds me of Spyro. This is the center line. This is the center line here. So that's the center line, and this should probably come around a little bit. The little nose. Probably on top, right? Oh, actually, their noses are back here. That's fun. Hognose snake noses, which is what I'm referencing for the face of this hydrangea dragon who lives in a hydrangea. And then that comes up, and then it's really like, can we open the mouth? I don't know if I want to. Let's not. Making sure that that kind of looks like the, because this is a very unusual shape for a face to be, so I want to make sure that it kind of is, I'm not accidentally making it wonky, or sort of should kind of look about symmetrical. This being the center line here. Can we do like teeth? Oh yeah, just two little teeth, like little fangs. That really helps. But like little ones, like little. Just a little tooth. Yeah, that really helps figure out what's happening in the snow shape. I love it. Oh my gosh, let's have a look. Haha, so cute. We should probably start drawing this up more neatly now. How's everyone doing? I'm having a lot of fun. What time is it? Huh. We've got lots of time. Yeah, you keep laughing. The more I move the nose, the more chaotic. Little spiteful B-word energy. I love it. He's gonna get ya. If you're like really little. I mean, I think this species has no fear. So, like, you come near their hydrangea bush, they're gonna get you. Adorable. Adorable. I love the idea that it's like people just like romantically walking around and like, oh my gosh, hydrangeas, beautiful. Let's go smell them. And then suddenly like a bunch of these just like on their face. Like, ah. Their noses are back here. That's really cute. That's the little nostril. This little thing here. That's adorable. Okie dokie. So we've got a sketch. Looking at the sketch, I might just level it out a little bit so that the ground plane is kind of making sense. Delightful. Okay. Now I'm going to pop these two into a layer, into a folder, a layer folder. Together, lower the opacity, and then I'm going to draw over the top a bit neater and save the file. Always save the file. No fear, zero chill, exactly. Just want to see, should the head be bigger? Let's just try it. Grow it from about there. Yeah, I think so. They look a bit smaller if I do that. And move it over on the canvas. Lovely. And save. Purple, the purple and orange dragon? Maybe. Is that the Spyro one that I was mentioning? I'm looking up Spyro the Dragon. Yeah, that's totally, for some reason, when I was drawing the face, it just reminded me of Spyro. And yes, Spyro the purple and orange dragon, who I think is from a video game that I have never played. Yeah, I can kind of see the resemblance in the face a little bit. Also, I'm sure it's obvious, but I think there is a bit of a delay between like me reading your comments and then me replying to them and then you hearing that and then you commenting again. I think there's a bit of a delay going on. I don't know how much of a delay there is, but you probably picked up on that. Like sometimes someone will say something and then a little while later I'll actually receive that message. Not to mention that I'm drawing, so I'm not looking at the chat 100% of the time. So sometimes it does take me a few minutes to glance at the chat and see what everyone said. So sorry if you feel neglected. That's you're very appreciated. Just know. I'm gonna pull this arm out so that I'm not losing it behind these little gonna get ya. So we can see it clearly. Okay. Slightly more neat lines. Should we just take a moment to look at the owl that we drew earlier? And I've rotated the canvas now, so who knows which way that owl's going to be. Coming back to you soon. Haha, this way. Rotate back. Ah, it's Penelope the tawny owl. Nah. Okay, and back to the hydrangea dragon. Rotate back. Rotate. Okay, let's do the face. Faces are super important. I love them. What a little friend. What a little enemy. Ooh, I think I need to drink some water. Okay, I'm back and freshly hydrated. Hooray. Okie dokie. Face. Now, I do this often. I like to level out the face when I draw, when I'm drawing faces so that the eyes are like approximately level on the screen and it helps me make sure that things are balanced. So I kind of compare it to the top of the frame here. So the top of the eyes are approximately level. The teeth also, well, approximately level. And the thing is, when you're drawing a face, you might do a little bit of perspective, so things might not exactly be level. But I like to make sure that like the eyes are approximately level in my rotated angle, and then everything else can kind of be based off of that. Okay, where to start? Probably need to start with this nose. Let's do like a little bit of a point. I want to draw this one up like real nice. Like not super sketchy. Just because I love this little dragon. And this kind of comes around from the nose, kind of a little bit blends into the nose shape. Do we do a little, are we doing a little, like a little crease there? I don't know. I'm going to leave it for now. We can always come back to it. Now, teeth, if that's the center line, then like that maybe. And then we can do like the slightest, the tiniest little overbite. Rather than those lines blending in together. Oop. Swoop. I like to do lines that are long and flowy, and so sometimes they need to be redrawn a bunch because I want them to be flowing into the next line smoothly. Can I just darken that? Is that possible to draw the same line twice? Ooh. So close. You could almost taste it. And then stop singing for copyright reasons. Lovely. Little nose. It's so cute. For some reason, putting the nostril there is really cute. I'm just gonna like indicate that center line just like with the tiniest little line, so there's like a bit of a plane change. Eye. This is like a little bit closed underneath because the smile's kind of pushing the eye up. So I want to do a little crease maybe. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Bit of an eyelash there. And then I'm going to do the eyebrow folding over that. So I'm going to do that on a separate layer and like mask out some of that eye. But I'll just draw the other eye first. And the eye is like it's like a three-dimensional shape, so it's kind of like that, kind of a little bit bubbly on the outside. And then eyelash, like kind of a bit of an eyelash, kind of that sort of thing. But now I'm thinking that that eye needs to be a bit taller so that it looks like the same size. Stretch that up a little bit. The little teethers. Oh my gosh, I know, right? Chomp. Now let's just, how about on a separate layer for neatness, do the back of the head and then we'll do the eyebrows. New layer, eyebrows. Okay, eyebrows, we're gonna go like, just gonna lower the opacity on that so I can see where I'm putting these eyebrows. A lot of drawing is like, now how does this eyebrow work? Being on the far side of the face. It would like curve around a little bit. Looking at some reference. My cat has started doing this thing, and she just did it just now, where she'll be having a nap for a while, and then she'll wake up. Ooh, I just bumped the mic, sorry. She'll be having a nap for a while, and then she'll wake up, and then she'll like meow multiple times. She'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then she'll be like, huh. And then she'll go and have a snack. And it's the silliest little thing. I feel like this kind of curves around, but it's got to look balanced with the other one. Something is off. Something is wonky. What is wonky? This eye maybe needs to come back a little bit. Let me just take a second to do some like sketchy, scaffoldy stuff. This feels like it's going like this, so this should be going like this. Also, the eyebrows are not going to be at the same level. I think the problem is that the eyes are not at the same level. So that's kind of like this. That's like that. Figuring out where the horizontal planes of the face are. Okay, yeah, the eye, I've drawn it too tall. I went to all the effort of making it tall. Undo, undo. Put it back where it probably was in the first place. I think that's a bit better. Still not quite it. I want to do like both frowny though. Both brows are frowny. Back on my scaffolding. This is here, so that drawing through the face, the eye is like there. A bit lower. Yeah, there's something odd. That needs to go, so that is like down here. A lot of figuring out. Maybe the, is it that the brow needs to come more forward? The like whole brow structure? Going back. Yeah, I think that's it. I think the back of the head needs to come forward. It's very unusual that I draw a line the first time and I'm like, it's perfect, don't redo it. I just had to like fight a bunch of instinct to redraw that line. I'll look at some more reference of faraway eyebrows. Far side of the face eyebrows. Oh, there's something in there. Something in this approach. Oh no. What have I done? I accidentally minimized the frame. Okay, it's back. Never mind. Gosh, panic. It's live. I think, like, let's leave that there for now, and then we'll come back to that and just check that I still agree with that for this far brow. I think that's probably okay for now. Get rid of my scaffolding layer. Also, I'm just going to tweak that far eye so that it looks a bit bigger. That's kind of very subtly. Zoom in. Very subtly just want to like bring this outline of this eye down a little bit so that it looks like the eye is larger. And we're gonna have to do, because this eyebrow, not this eyebrow, this eyelash has been completely covered by the brow. I'm just gonna bring that down a little bit lower as well. cute. And a mask. And get rid of this. Get rid of all that. Maybe if we bring this forward a little bit. I'm being really picky and specific. A little bit more inside shape in this brow. And just put in some little eyes. So they like a little bit cross-eyed, or are they looking? No, they're looking forward. So probably like something like that, right? But probably not all the way up there because it should match this eye a little bit better. Really subtle. Cute. Let's draw the rest of the body. Back up. Lower down the sketch opacity. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cute. Yeah, I do want to come back to that far eye. I'm not sure about how I've left that, but let's just do the rest and come back to it in a minute. I'm gonna put all of those layers that I've drawn into a folder just for the character's head. Bit of layer organization is always nice. Okie dokie, let's do the this like underside of the body line. Let's try and draw one big flowy line. Can it be done? I'm gonna flip it. I feel like if I flip it, maybe it will be a bit easier. Oh, that's not far. Yeah, let's just tidy that up a little. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit shallower than the curve that I had sketched, but that's okay. I think I like it. Now, I probably won't use this back line, but I'm still going to draw it. Maybe we can see it through some of the petals. I'm not sure. Down here, and then it joins into the head. It's so cute. Legs. Oh my gosh, my cat is currently on a mission to burrow into a pile of blankets that I've left on a chair. So adorable. She's going to be so comfortable. Little fingies. Do they have claws? Some kind of little claw, right? I don't know if I like the claws. I don't want them to be like sharp claws because they're a really cute little round friend. Well, enemy. I think I like that. They should have like the sort of claws that you're like, oh my gosh, they're so cute little claws. That could never hurt me. Like kitten claws, my gosh, kitten claws are adorable because they're not like strong at all. But you still gotta like you gotta kind of respect kitten claws because they grow into cat claws, and so kittens need to know that like it's not you're not allowed to scratch people. It's not cool to scratch people. But it's so cute when they try when they're kittens. Because they don't have any strength in them at all. That's cute. Nice. Okay, this leg. This leg probably, yeah, probably connects to like this line. Or like a little bit above this line. Is there like, maybe there's like a little bit of fold of skin. Scales. Yeah, adorable. So the front leg is a little bit thinner than the back leg, but that's kind of true for animals generally. Quadrupedal things. Oop, wrong color. What a buddy. A little frenemy. Now this back leg. Am I on a new layer? I am. Nice. This back leg, I do kind of want to indicate this little foot here. Is that enough? I don't know. That might be enough. Yeah. How about like when I do color, I'll make the feet like a little bit of a different color to the leg, and then I'll make that one the same, and then hopefully that will read and be clear. Far away foot. But like a little bit thinner than that. Hello. Hello, welcome. We're drawing a hydrangea dragon, which is a little dragon who lives in a hydrangea bush. Of course. Now this foot is where we're like stepping and we're about to like grab something. So there's like, I'm gonna treat one of these toes like a thumb kind of thing. If I do like that, because no, probably can't bend that far. It's probably like this. Let me zoom back. Yes, but these toes look a bit bigger than the other toes, so I'm going to select them and shrink them down is probably the easiest way to get that solved. here. Shrink them compared to the other foot. Maybe even just a little rotate. And toes. I mean claws. Let's do like a little crease maybe. A little like crease where the foot is folding. Lovely. Just gonna darken under here. Looking at the sketch, comparing to the sketch. I'm not 100% sure on that toe that I've turned into a thumb. Let's just real quickly like try the other way and see what happens. No, let's keep it. Let's keep it. Okay, so this is what we got so far. This is like base body of our hydrangea dragon. And now I'm gonna do some petals. Petal, scaly, stegosaurus-y plate type bits. What's this? This is just organizing some layers. I'm gonna pop this in a folder called body. And I'm gonna lower the opacity on that so that I can draw the petals and not get too confused. Let's just mask out this little section behind the legs here. So I'm not erasing this, I'm just masking it out. So if I ever decide I want to move those legs around, I don't have to redraw this line. I'll just adjust the mask. Cute. Save the file. Now that I've had a little bit of distance, I just want to like make this far eye a bit thinner. Just select I'm on the right layer. Let's just disable this mask for a second. Move that in. Oh no, it's all the same layer. Try that again. Move that in a little bit because it's really like going away. Now let's bring back the mask and add to the mask. What is this line also? What is that? Oh, it's on the legs layer. Select and delete. Yeah, that's looking a bit better. Nice. Save. Let's do some petals. And I do want to put some color on this because it's a hydrangea dragon and hydrangeas are really pretty colors. So in order to sell it, we kind of have to. I'm going to look back at my hydrangea reference, which is, I've just Google image searched hydrangeas. And their petals are sort of a squarish kind of shape. So I'm going to try and keep that in mind as I'm drawing up these petals. So let's start with the wings. These wings are like dragonfly wings, how each wing is kind of two pieces. We're thinking squarish and kind of chunky. I think this wing, Just gonna look at a dragonfly for a second. Which wing is on top? Oh gosh, dragonflies. It looks like they are very distinct. Some of them, there is no wing on top because they're just separate. It looks kind of like the top wing is the wing on top. I think it would be really cool if there was a bit of translucency though, so I'm gonna draw each section entirely, and then when I fill them in, I'll use some opacity so you can kind of see through them. And how they join to the body, I'm gonna do like a little bit of a fold here, just like on the legs. Yeah, I think so. So all of these are going to be on separate layers so that I can get in between them when I'm shading. So this one really needs to be, this one is going to be the one on top. So let's keep that in mind. Just tidy up some of these connections here. How does this join? Something like that. I don't know. Let's just do something like that. Simple. Just gonna like bring this down a little bit because it's on this side of the body. And back to my hydrangea reference. I think I could make this more squarish. And now I kind of want to like move it over a little bit so that they feel more joined. Yeah. Nice. Now let's do the far side wings. Now if these are going to be a little bit see-through, then I've got to draw the whole far side wings. That's going to be that might be a bit complicated, but let's do it anyway. Let's pop these in a group and then I'll lower that down. So those are the wings that are on the near side. Let's draw the wings on the far side. Just bring this little face back. Look at that little face. What a cutie. Now I don't want them to be true parallel, just a little parallel. And the body is going to be covering the bottom of these wings. So let's draw. Pretty close. There we go. That can be one wing, and I'll mask out this line because that would be on the other side of the body. And now the other wing, which is the furthest away wing, the furthest away. And that's going to be like, should we just fill in this gap here? I could probably like copy paste. I mean, I could copy paste the wings that I've already drawn, but it's nice when there are little differences, I think. I like to have little differences. And so they don't have to be It helps them to not be too matchy because there's a subtle difference in the way that I've drawn them. Cool, mask that out. This overlap here. I kind of want to just push them a little bit more down and maybe rotate them a little bit. Because if these are going to be see-through, I'm trying to think about how the shapes are going to relate to one another when they're shaded in. And I'll have to make sure that, like in colors and in the tone of them, that the faraway ones are set back and it's clear that they're on the far side. Cool, so near wings, let's make those full opacity. Far wings, let's lower their opacity. That will help me figure out which one's which. We might need to adjust those ones the colors in because things kind of like clarify or become a little bit different when you fill them in. You can see exactly what you've done. Lovely, lovely. Let's do petals. Petals are going to be between the two sets of wings. Should those wings go the other? I don't know. Let's come back to those wings when we've got a bit further. Now, looking at hydrangeas. Update on Inky. She has successfully found a comfy spot amongst the pile of blankets. Rejoice. Okay, so hydrangea petals, they're really quite square. They're more square than I've drawn here, so I'm going to try and keep that in mind. Move that over a little bit. And I think I'm just going to do all of these on the one layer. Let me think. I should do them in a few different layers. If I want them to be a little bit translucent, I'll do them in a few different layers. So we'll do like I don't want to have another layer for every single petal. That's going to be really complicated. How to approach this? Okay, maybe these ones don't overlap, and so they can be on the same layer. And then there'll be littler ones in front that do overlap, so they'll be on the next layer. Solved. Yeah, I think 3 is cute. Maybe I'll do another little one on the nearer layer. That's fine though. So that's one layer, and then we're gonna go behind that layer. We're gonna have another. Let's do another like smaller layer. No, because this is where the tail ends and these pieces need to connect. So let's just do the big layer. These might need to be on separate layers. Yeah, let's do that because they're big. That one can be on a layer with the one that's sort of here. I'm not exactly following the sketch because I'm trying to make it more square, more hydrangea shaped. Can we do another one? Can we do like a one here? Maybe like not as thick lines. I'm hoping this will look good when I color it in and less really complicated. Square shape, oop, square shape. Some of those are not very square shaped. Looking back, these ones. That's better. Get rid of that. And I'm going to redo this back one as well because it is not very square shape. Yeah. I like to just go for it with lines. Just like go for it. Yeah, nice. Because then it's like the line, when it works, it sort of works in a way that's surprising. I feel like if I'm trying to really control the line as I draw it, sometimes the curves that I get aren't as interesting. They're too prescribed. So that's why I often do like long stretches of line in one go, and then I have to sort of redraw them a few times. But I think it's worth it for the shapes. Do it for the shapes. That would make a good t-shirt. Okay, now I'm hoping that that's going to make sense when I fill it in. We might need to adjust some of those when we see how they actually overlap. But for now, that's cool. This is going to get real complicated, and then I'm going to fill it in. Layer management is important for complicated things. That is now in a group. That is in a group of its own. Actually, let's just warp it for perspective a little bit. I'm just gonna like... This is, some people will say it's cheating, but I will say it's savvy. Sweet. Now it is a little bit curved like towards the camera, but I don't mind that. Like rather than being symmetrical on the body. But yeah, that's fine. I think it'll be pretty. Now that's getting really complicated. Let's turn down this sketch layer. Okie dokie. Now what? I think to avoid blocking out too much of this tail petal shape that I've created, I think I'm going to make these petals around the base of the tail a bit smaller, the ones that I'm adding like here. So let's just start up towards the wings and then we'll work back. Thinking about how these shapes are going to be overlapping. We probably need to take some creative liberties with the simplification. Just thinking like if every petal is translucent, that's going to get really tricky. It's going to be a lot of shapes, which is going to be like a bit overwhelming. So I'm thinking like I might make some of them on the more opaque side, just for clarifying the drawing. But we'll see when we get to it. Trying to have like sort of a square shape because hydrangea petals, like if you look at a hydrangea and you look at the individual little flowers on a hydrangea, those flower petals are all like pretty kind of square. I'm making them a little bit more pointy. Like this sort of point here is a little bit sharper, but yeah, just because I like it. And also it's a little bit quicker to draw than if it was like curved but cornery. That's just a touch trickier. So I'm just going to make it a little bit pointy. Okay, making these smaller so that we don't get too in the way of this tail here. And I'm just going to erase some of these like lines that overlap a little bit. So this is all one layer of petals. Let's I feel like this should continue through here. Oh gosh, it's gonna get real tricky. Do we even need the far wings? Maybe I'll just turn them off for now. And I'll put them back in a position that makes sense and is readable. Thinking about the way that this silhouette is going to overlap with the wing silhouette, like that is too, like they follow each other for too long. So I'm going to get rid of that. We need overlaps or gaps. Clear overlaps or gaps to make things make sense. I don't mind that. That's not bad. It's like getting closer. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I want to get smaller as well around at this point. That might be a bit large. No, I think this one we need to get smaller from about here. So maybe this one is, let's just see where that's blending into. This one is, ooh, that one is entirely in that wing, and then this one, I like that, but I just want this to be a bit more down this way. How does a monster sleep? How does this like dragon sleep? I think this dragon sleeps curled up on a bunch of hydrangeas. I think that'd be adorable. Like curled up in a little circle like a cat. And with these like petals that I'm drawing, I think when they curl up in a little circle, they look a lot like the hydrangea bush. So it's like camouflage. What's going on here? I feel like I'm losing my direction a little. I want these to be leading like towards the face. And also be square. There's a lot to keep in mind. Now at about this point, they start, this is like they're on the back of the drawing, like this is the center line of the drawing, and at this point they sort of start curving around into the middle of the face. Cornery petal. Maybe like a tiny one here. That might be too far. And this is, we can do like the edge of the petals here. Oh no! It's done another line. Another glitchy line. Go away. There we go. I actually, I'm going to undo that because we're going to have layers of petals. So this is probably not going to be visible. Okie dokie. Lovely. So that is one layer of petals, and I want to do another one in front. So it's like bundles of petals and layers, just like in a hydrangea bush, how there's like layers and layers of petals. So lower the opacity on that one. Lowering the opacity just helps me kind of see what I'm working on now, what layer I'm currently on. And I am drawing all of these individually. I feel the need to rotate. I don't know why. Let's rotate just like a little bit. Oh, I don't know. I feel like actually I'm not going to rotate because I kind of want to know where gravity is in this drawing, which way is down. So each point of the petal is sort of starts a little bit into the next petal on the layer behind. Oops, waiting for a second. Program's auto saving, thank you. Oop. Zoom in here, do this last one. So cute. This is gonna be tricky to fill in. Do like the underside of this one. Oh no, look at all these lines here. Look at all these lines. And yet no tangents. Look at me go. So yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit more offset than down the back of the tail due to the way things are lining up. This one up there, this one sort of come around a little bit in the shape. So this is still inside the wing, so I want to make sure the wing is on front there. We're not yet around far enough to see the center line. Just sort of around here that starts to happen a little bit. Now let's keep them, make sure they're staying small. Smaller than the ones behind. I'm just going to undo these. Oh, actually, these are a little bit in front of the center line because they're another layer. Of course. Let's keep track of where this flow is. This is going up this way, so pulling that around. Avoid, oh gosh, this one. We just, we might have to do a bit of a tangent. No. Ugh. Overlaps, overlaps. Oh no, I think let's adjust this one so that that's not a tangent, and then that will give me a bit more space. And then what layer was I on? This one. Haha! They said it couldn't be done. They all said. Now this is getting really little. And let's just do like a little bit. This is gonna have to be on a separate layer again. A little bit behind here. So we've got like the indication of a second layer. Oh my goodness, my cat just woke up and she shook her head and I could hear it. Adorable. Like when her ears flap around. That's what I just heard. It was amazing. I'm gonna redo that. Oh no, oh no. Am I overthinking the placement of these? Maybe just a little. I'm gonna curve that down a little. Nice. This is complicated, but I think it will be worth it in the end. I'm really excited about how this is going to turn out. Oh yeah, we need face petals. Let's just do like 3 or something. And then maybe one more layer in front. That was this layer, that's this layer, that's this layer. Let's just do like some little ones on front. In front. I keep saying on front. Where did that come from? I think I'm trying to say on the front, but then I keep forgetting to say the. Does that ever happen to anyone else? Like you go to say something, but then halfway through, for some reason, you just like skip a bit or you like forget a word and then you've said something else? That's cute. I think that'll be cute. Move these back a little. Get those overlaps. Oh, thank you for stopping by. Erin Storm has to go. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, it's really fun. I love the little owl that we drew earlier. And if you miss any of the live stream, the replay will be on my YouTube channel on the live tab, so you can watch it later, or you can sort of watch bits that you missed. And that would be amazing if you wanted to do that, because I am currently on a journey of trying to monetize my YouTube. Because wouldn't it be cool if at no extra cost or effort to anyone else, when you watched one of my videos, I just got like a little bit of money? That'd be great. So that's what I'm working on. as part of monetizing my YouTube, I need to reach a certain amount of watch hours, a certain amount of watch time measured in hours. And long form content is the best way to do that. And most of my content is short form content. Whoops. So I'm working on my long form content, and live streams count as long form content. So if you watch my live streams, or if you watch my like longer videos, my main videos on the main feed, then that will help me build up my watch hours and help me reach the metric to be able to monetize. So yeah, I need to reach, for full monetization, I need to reach 4,000 hours within 1 calendar year. And I'm currently at about 350 hours. So we're getting there. I actually want to make some more like proper videos rather than like live streams I'm really enjoying, but I want to make more like, excuse me. I want to make more like longer videos and like, I don't know, 10-minute videos, that sort of thing. And I've got a few in the process right now, but it just takes a little bit to edit them, but they are on the way. So do stay tuned, please. Yeah, and then hopefully I can make a little bit of money from YouTube, because this is really fun. I'm really enjoying this, and I really love our like weekly live streams where I get to draw just like fun stuff that everyone suggests. Now I want to do one more layer just to blend the petals into the body a little bit more, and they're going to be little petals. So, and they might not overlap as much. They're going to be like, and then I'll probably also do a little bit of texture that helps blend. Now there are some tangents here, and just whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Shh. It's gonna be okay. It's not like it doesn't make sense. I think. I hope. This one's gonna be one here. Whoop. No, accidentally did 2 deletes at the same time, 2 undos. Let's move these ones up a little bit. Little tiny petals. I love it. Okay, cool. I think let's start filling in. Let's fill in some flat color tone thingy bits. Let me just take a second to organize some layers. What is on this layer? Nothing. Mysterious, suspicious. This one's this layer. This one's this layer. What's that layer? Auto saving again. Lagging for, oh no, Clip Studio Paint has stopped working. Give me a minute. No. Windows will close the program and notify you if a solution is available. Oh, okay. Close program. Oh no. In the meantime, let's look at this painting that I've got in the background of my of my live stream. This is a landscape painting that I did recently of a beach. Okay, let's try opening up the program again. Everyone cross your fingers. We did too much. We hydrangea dragoned too close to the sun. I don't think we've lost too much. If we've lost anything, I don't think too much. Opening up the program again, giving it a second. Everyone, cross your fingers, cross your toes. Is there an autosave? Let's have a look. What do we have in the autosave? Oh gosh, zoom in, zoom in. Okay. Ugh, the whole... Oh no. Okay. Lost a bit of the layers. Is there any chance that the version that I saved has more? I'm just gonna look for the file now. Just need a moment. Please have more, please have more. Okay, how about let's save this as version 2 and then see if I can't open up version 1. I think I just tried to open up version 1, the version that I saved, and it was like, no, it's already open. But hopefully it has a little bit more in it. We spent so long on those feathery petally bits. The petally bits. This is the version that I saved. Here it comes. It has even less. So, Clip Studios autosave has saved the day. In a sense. Okay. Turn that down. Get rid of that. Do not save that. Old version. Okay. Everyone take a moment to just grieve. And, it's fine. It could have been way worse. Okie dokie. All those petals. All those petals. It's probably not going to take that long to redraw them. But still, we were just about to start filling in the colors. Yeah, at least it's something. Silly program. Important to save. And at least like the main character, like the body and the face is there. So that's cool. Yeah, because these petally bits, if they're not perfect, it's not as important as the face. So that's good. That's good. Okay, I was working on this layer. This is still, there's an empty layer here, which is very suspicious. Delete. Why is that there? Okay. Petals again. Oh. Now my tablet's not working. Harumph. tablet. Arguably way more important than the program. Well, no, the program is very important. But the tablet doesn't work. What do I do? Oh, this is annoying. Okay, hold tight. I'm gonna like restart my tablet, but I don't think I need to restart the stream or anything. So, because the tablet is connected to my laptop, so the laptop will keep the stream going while the tablet restarts. I'm changing the screen, the program size so that I can move it around. So now the live stream looks really weird. Please hold. Okay. Who knows what's gonna happen? I'm gonna turn off the tablet and I'm gonna turn it on again. And it'll be fine. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Shut down tablet. Now I don't know if my audio is working right now because my laptop might just need a minute. But I'm gonna keep talking just in case. So yep, turned off the tablet. Laptop seems okay. Turn back on the tablet. What a suggestion. Someone says, could you take a screenshot of your recording? I don't know. That's a really good idea, but I don't know, thinking about how I've got everything set up. I don't think I have access to the recorded video of this until it's done. And also I don't know that I had like, I probably did zoom out to see the whole thing. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's a good idea. Okay, the tablet is back on. The stylus is connecting. Nice. Okay, moving back the program to the tablet screen. Back you go, back you go. Full screen. Now it's back. Now the live looks good again. The tablet's working. Lovely. Okay, and save again. Even though I didn't do anything, I'm going to save it again. It's fine. Persevere. Get rid of this little... What is this little extra line doing here? Go on, get out of here. Oh my gosh, it's changed my brush. How dare it? Oh my gosh. Please work. Oh, please work. Stop it. The sensitivity's not working. You guys. Oh no. Yeah, my it's working. Okay, so this is what's going on. The tablet is it's like a screen tablet, so the screen is working. The stylus is connecting, so I can like use the marquee tool, the lasso tool like this. Like you can see I'm drawing lines. So the stylus is connecting as a mouse, but it's not connecting with pressure sensitivity. So when I draw a line, when I draw a line, it's just coming out exactly the same every time. I don't have this lovely like thin to thick that I do on the other lines before everything died. And also I've got some buttons on the side of my tablet that are not working anymore. So what to do? What to do? Just have a moment to think. Whilst we think, let's admire our cute little hydrangea dragon. I'm wondering if, do we leave it there for today and then maybe next stream I'll finish this up? Because I do think this will take a little bit of time to like color in and everything. So maybe, because we have been streaming for a little while, like for me it's 1 o'clock and I started at 10. So it's been like 3 hours, and I probably need to have some lunch soon. And yeah, with all these program things, I think what I need to do, the solution to these program things is probably restart the laptop, which means I would need to end the live anyway. And I'm wondering if I might just have lunch and like have a little bit of a break. Yeah. Yeah, sorry everyone. Yeah, I think I might leave it there for today, and then next week at a similar time, I'll finish this up on the live. And if you are unable to watch that, it will be recorded in the live tab of my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to watch it later. And also, like, I'll probably share this guy on Instagram because he's gonna be real cute. I'm so sad I have to wait a week to finish him though, but I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, cool. Okay, sorry everyone. Cutie. In the meantime, let's look at that owl again. We drew an owl earlier that was really cute. It's a tawny owl. Yeah, I think I need to give the program and my laptop just like a little bit of a break because I do have quite a few layers in this, and maybe it was getting, well, actually it should be able to handle way more layers than this. This is not the most complicated file that I've ever made on this program. But I'm also streaming at the same time, so maybe it's just getting grumpy at me. Yeah, okay. Let's look at the Penelope the owl. Penelope. She's so cute. I love her. I'm obsessed. What a little friend. Okay, so yeah, I think, yeah, I'll leave it there for now. And next week at a similar time, we'll finish up our hydrangea dragon. And everyone think about, we need a name for this particular individual. Do we need a species name, or is hydrangea dragon enough? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there for now then. So I think we'll end the stream here. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching and for joining. If you've watched the whole thing or if you've just sort of dipped in and out, yeah, really appreciate it. And if you want to watch any more of this live stream, if you may have missed any, or if you want to watch some old live streams, or next week when we finish the hydrangea dragon, if you can't join for that, all of my live streams are recorded in the live tab on my YouTube channel. So yeah, you don't need to miss any of it. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go, and yeah, talk to you next week. Bye. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.